I think if one of these guys would have been like heads and shoulders the best guy, they would have went with him. But they had Joe as the safety person to fall back on because of how well he did in 23.
And both were injured.
Yeah, and I think I'll say this. Cleveland's not used to the controversy of the quarterback position. It's been a very stable position for a long time.
This is Friday night. It's going to be a referendum, and it ain't going to be on Shedeur Sanders. Friday night, it's going to be a referendum on Kevin Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns.
Browns fans, take a breath. When Jason Kelce raises a concern, the league listens. The room gets quiet. The stakes feel heavy. If you want the full story without the fluff, hit like and subscribe. And if you're riding with Shedeur, drop SS 100% in the comments. Tonight we're going inside a decision that can define a season. Belief, risk, direction, clean lines. Clear beats, no wasted motion. Stay with me because the details matter, and we've got the receipts. Let's set the stage. Jason Kelce is not a random quote machine. He's a Super Bowl champion, and one of the most trusted voices in football media. When he speaks, it lands. So when Kelce cautions that Cleveland could be in serious trouble unless it changes course, you feel it across the building. Inside Berea, the reaction is tense. The front office exhale reads more like a sigh. The owner reportedly frustrated enough to convene meetings as if he just watched a whole take on water in Lake Erie. This wasn't a hot take. It was a sober check. Kelce understands locker rooms, timing, and consequences. That's why it stung. The spotlight, predictably, hit the quarterback room. The headline, Joe Flacco in Week 1, a respected veteran. A former Super Bowl MVP, a steady presence who, in this setup, took 0 preseason snaps. The choice signals familiarity. It feels safe. And yet, on impact, it's shaky because this isn't Shedeur Sanders. This isn't Gabriel. It isn't even Kenny Pickett. It's Joe Flacco now tasked with piloting a roster that is not built for don't screw it up football. This roster isn't slow rolling a rebuild. It's wired to threaten now. You've got weapons that can flip a drive in a single snap. You've got a defense that can black out a series. You own 2 first-round picks next spring, including a valuable one from Jacksonville. The clock isn't ticking, it's screaming. Every decision has to aim at January. Every snap has to stack toward a ceiling that scares contenders. Comfort doesn't fit this window. Bold choices win in this lane. Hesitation converts opportunities into regrets by Halloween. That's the truth, however uncomfortable. So here's the central question. Is Cleveland already playing scared? The depth chart says yes, Flacco is the bandage. A professional, 30-something veteran, and yes, age matters in this league, a steady hand while the staff stalls for clarity. He's not the future, and he knows it. That's not a personal critique, it's context. Kelce didn't question the man, he questioned the philosophy. Why park potential on ice while you ride with a retirement plan? Why delay the evaluation your future demands? Every week a young quarterback doesn't get real reps is a week you cannot replace in December. That cost compounds. Preseason was supposed to be the lab. Live reps, scripted adversity, decisions under fire. Shedeur needed that environment. Gabriel needed it too. Cleveland went ultra-conservative. There were flashes, sure, but not the runway that says, we might start this kid. So the truth moved behind closed doors. Now the verdicts must come from practice tape and scout team looks. Now the city waits while rookies sharpen out of sight. That is a risky way to plan a season. It delays truth, it postpones the hard call. And it sends a message intended or not that fear has the wheel on day one. Fans read that instantly. Across the league, the contrast is striking. In Los Angeles, Matthew Stafford's back is a question. The Rams keep the message calm at the microphone while they refresh scans behind the scenes. Stafford has earned that grace, rings, and production by time. Cleveland doesn't have that with Joe. Here, Flacco is being asked to hold the line while the organization projects confidence and asks for patience. Meanwhile, if rookies like Shedeur Sanders or Gabriel are in the building and stringing together sharp weeks, whether that's on the twos, the scout team, or in situational periods, that gap between public posture and locker room reality will come due. It always does. It surfaces when practice gets loud. It's magnified the first time a third and long pocket collapses and your quarterback must solve chaos on rhythm. What happens if Shedeur starts cooking in practice? What happens if Gabriel stacks back-to-back standout weeks? Coaches notice. Teammates notice. The room always knows who has it. Pressure builds. Flacco isn't just competing with Cincinnati, he's competing with the clock. Every stalled series feels like a countdown. Every misread feels like a proof point for bowled over safe. Time is the opponent that never punts. It grinds veterans. It energizes rookies. It turns quiet debate into a chorus that even the broadcast booth can hear. Yes, there's a best-case scenario on paper. Flacco walks into the opener and dices a division rival like it's a throwback reel. The noise drops, the news cycle tilts, but the questions don't disappear. December will still ask if he is the guy. January will still test the ceiling. Around the league, young quarterbacks are making plays, earning trust, compressing learning curves, lifting ceilings. Some teams say, let the kid cook. Cleveland, at least for now, has chosen quiet and careful. With Kelce on record, that silence won't hold. A restless city will keep asking the right questions, louder. Context matters here. Cleveland lives with chaos. It's part of the brand. This is the franchise that cycled through roughly 30 quarterbacks in 2 decades. Stability feels mythical on the lake. Right now the crown sits on Joe by default. He didn't win the preseason. He didn't log the live reps that typically earn week 1. The front office chose comfort. Fans wanted hope, a glimpse of tomorrow, the kind they haven't felt since Bernie Kosar. Choosing the past signals that the future isn't trusted yet. That's a heavy message. Inside the owner's suite, you can hear the calculus. What if Shedeur isn't ready? What if Dylan needs more runway? What if Joe buys time? Kelce's counter is simple. What if you're stalling? Every week with Flacco is a week you learn nothing about tomorrow. The optics are tough. His last extended starter tape reads more like a CPU-toned reel than a modern blueprint. That map points to tight, ugly wins and a wild-card sweat. Meanwhile, Nick Chubb is recovering. Myles Garrett is peaking. The fan base is done with handoffs and 6-yard outs. They want threat, they want tempo, they want ambition. To be clear, this isn't about celebrity. No one should hand Shedeur a job because of a name. The case is about fit and growth. Shedeur Sanders is built for the modern game, accurate, calm, and coverage literate. The moment does not shake him. The lights don't blind him. Week 1 in a hostile stadium wouldn't be the first time he's carried expectations. Dylan Gabriel is the quiet metronome, sharp processing, consistent ball placement, on-time decisions. He wins locker rooms by being the same guy every day. If these are your developmental chips, why juggle 3 quarterbacks while starving the future of real reps? So what's the path forward? There are 3 coherent plans. All of them require clarity and courage. Plan A. Commit to Flacco with terms. Name him the starter for a defined runway, for example. 3 games and publish internal benchmarks. 3rd down conversion rate. Explosive play rate. Red zone efficiency. Turnover-worthy plays per game. If the offense hits the marks, you keep rolling. If it misses, you pivot with intent, not panic. Plan B. Build a structured transition. Flacco starts, but you carve out a scripted rookie package weekly, 10 to 15 snaps that matter. Not gadget plays, real offense. High-clarity concepts, move the pocket throws. 2-minute work in the 2nd quarter. You create tape, you build rhythm, and you give the locker room a shared view of the future. Plan C. Start the rookie now. If practice and preseason evaluations say Shedeur or Gabriel is ready enough, accept the bumps and bet on the ceiling. Protect them with personnel and call sheet, heavier 12 personnel, defined reads, early down play action, and a quick answer versus simulated pressure. You won't be perfect in September, but the runway compounds by December. Whichever path you choose, align the organization around it. Set the KP is, communicate internally so veterans know the why. Communicate externally so fans understand the stakes, then live with the results. Nothing cracks a season faster than a shifting standard. Draft math raises the urgency to first-rounders next year, including one from Jacksonville, is leverage. If the season slips early and you're staring at a top 10 slot in a quarterback class, you invite a fresh dilemma. Do you double down at quarterback? Do you trade back for a war chest, If you delay development now, you risk a panic pivot later, throwing a rookie into the fire midseason as a human extinguisher. No runway, no rhythm, all pressure. That's the powder keg you avoid by choosing a direction today. Let's talk locker room reality. Players know when time is being wasted. They hear the whispers after practice. They see the 50-yard seam ball that lands on a line. They see the second unit of fence humming. Word travels, belief shifts. Months ago, Joe was a respected veteran with a post-career path in media within reach. Cleveland smashed the glass in case of emergency, and now he's QB1, while the city wonders if the 2-minute drill still lives in his arm. That can work, but it needs a plan, not a prayer. If the plan is Flacco as a stabilizer, match the scheme to the mission. Lean into defined reads and protection certainty. Use motion to declare coverage. Marry your run game to quick game answers. Stack early down shot plays off tendency breakers so the defense can't sit on intermediate windows. And be proactive about rest and workload management. The veteran advantage is wisdom, not mileage. If the plan is a rookie trajectory, protect the development arc. Build the call sheet around what they do best now, not what you hope they'll do in week 10. Give them controlled aggression, aggressive concepts off constraints, not low percentage heroism. Pair them with a veteran center who owns protections. Invest in your situational scripts, third and short, red zone second downs, backed up series. Win the margins while the talent grows. Zooming out, the AFC will not wait. Cincinnati is hunting. Kansas City is hunting. Baltimore is hunting. Buffalo is hunting. In this neighborhood, you don't get graded on tidy losses. You get graded on whether your offense can threaten elite defenses in January. You get graded on whether your quarterback can solve the 3rd and 8 blitz in a loud stadium with a season on the line. That's not a question you answer from the sideline clipboard. That's a question you answer with live reps. Here's what Kelce's message really signaled: you are burning daylight. Not because the veteran cannot play, but because the philosophy doesn't match the window. Cleveland's roster is too good. The picks are too valuable, and the conference is too brutal to drift. Pick a lane, own the risk, live the plan. If you stay with Flacco, attach benchmarks and a timeline. If you split the path, make the rookie snaps real. If you go young now, protect the runway and commit through the bumps. What you can't do is stall, then panic pivot in week 6 with a rookie who hasn't taken a meaningful snap. That's how promising seasons crack and promising careers get complicated. Browns fans understand chaos. They also understand conviction. This city doesn't need perfection. It needs a plan that respects the moment. You have a defense that can carry you through rough patches. You have playmakers who can flip fields. You have draft capital that can change your next 5 years. What you need is alignment. From the owner's suite to the locker room, pick the direction and say it out loud, because in the NFL, time doesn't punt. It just keeps moving the ball downfield toward December, toward January, toward the games where your quarterback has to be more than a placeholder. That's where seasons are defined. That's where legacies are made. And that's why this decision right now matters. If you value clear-eyed breakdowns without the filler, hit like and subscribe. Drop SS 100% if you think Shedeur's fit accelerates this offense, or tell me why the veteran plan is the smarter first step. Receipts and sources are linked in the description. We'll keep it honest, we'll keep it sharp. And we'll be right here when Cleveland makes its choice.